Hi, today we're in Missouri, in the Ozarks, right around Route 66, right here. This is the 1926 to 1950 alignment of Route 66. Up that way, a town called Buckhorn, and here, a place called Gasconade. There's a Gasconade store right there. Today it's called the town of Richland. This guy here is the Gasconade Cafe and filling station. Anyway, Frank Jones settled here in 1931, opened up this cafe and service station. He hired a stonemason, make this slab rock, giraffe style pattern. This is gorgeous. 1935, he sold it to the Shermans, renamed it the Spinning Wheel Cafe. The sign here, of course, says Gasconade Cafe right here. Used to pump DX branded gasoline, and I'm not going in there because it's going to fall on my head. And here's our old service station, and over here too. Just absolutely classic Route 66. We got a juniper here. Anyway, across the street, this is the Gasconade Trading Post, also called the Caldwell's Cafe. So they have a store here, and a little filling station right in front. Used to sell a brand of gasoline called APCO, APCO. And behind it, over here, we have a series of little cabins called the Caldwell's Cabins and Courts back here. Originally had 4 double cabins. See that? So stay here along Route 66. You got tired, got some gas, some provisions, and then went down further down west. So if you go left here, great campsite called the Gasconade Hills Resort, about a mile up the road. So we're going to head west this way towards the little town of HAZELGREEN and see some cool stuff along the way. So now we're on Route 66. This is the original 1926 alignment over this beautiful bridge here. And what happens, the original road cuts to the north on the other side of Interstate 44. Look at that cool bridge. That's a real bridge. Here we are on Route 66. Little Roman rich Route 66 shield here. This guy is the Gasconade River Bridge. Now Route 66, it verges a little bit to the left over the Gasconade River. This is the Gasconade River Bridge. Holy smokes. This bridge was constructed in 1924, part of Missouri Highway 14, 2 years before Route 66. 525 feet long, 20 feet wide, steel truss. We got 3 separate spans here. Anyway, over here, it's a new highway, the new bridge to get the travelers on a better, straighter route, not over this old rickety bridge. Gasconade River. Wanted to tear it down at one time, but there's a project to save it. And I'd be ashamed to lose this guy right now. Whew. It's kind of like the bridge at Devil's Elbow. It's so beautiful. All right, so we're gonna head this way down to HAZELGREEN. Now when you come up from the bridge, you'll hit this wide turn that then heads over towards the new alignment, Interstate 44. But right down here is the original Route 66 buried underneath these little kind of weeds here. See all that? This road is right here. This is the road, Route 66, right down here. And it cut up through this little ghost road. Look at that little evidence here of our road. Little rock. Oops. No, sorry, there's a bee on me there. It heads right up here, all along this whole road. Crosses over Interstate 44 to the other side, and then this road here, which is called Route 66 today, is the newer alignment. That's pretty cool. Right through here, we got our original 1926 road, kind of buried under all these, you know, weeds and grass. And continue on to HAZELGREEN this way. All right, so now we're on the north side, Interstate 44. I just showed you where we crossed over from the Gasconade River Bridge right up here. And Route 66 came this way. Then it merged right here, a road called Hidden Hills. Right here, this is the original 1926 Route 66. It's all privately owned with farms. Never had trees here. Big old cornfield. It was all here owned by pretty much one farmer, a couple farmers. He owned that barn way up there, same fella. Cattle rancher and lots of corn all around here. But the government took his property away and gave him like $500 for all this acreage. Not very much money. They promised to build a bridge to his property. See this mound of dirt right there? That mound of dirt and this mound of dirt? Well, they promised to build a bridge, but across a highway here, all the way, and they never did that, so he was not very happy with that. So Route 66 here continues this way to a little junction called Highway N, about 5 miles down the road. Then it cuts back over to the south, heads down to HAZELGREEN. So that is very, very cool, fun little tidbit of information. Nobody ever knows these things, so you got to ask the neighbors. I just talked to the grandson of the farmer who owned this whole property. Okay, continue on to HAZELGREEN. So now we're driving along the 1926 alignment on the north side of Interstate 44. There's really not a lot here except this little building right up on the right. That guy is called Al Harper Skelly Station. This guy's built in the 1950s when Route 66 became the westbound lanes of the new Interstate 44. Owned by a guy named Charles Gilmore. And he sold it to Al Harper. And Al Harper sold Skelly Gas. But of course it's all bypassed now. So kind of had to go out of business. That's the only kind of relic you're going to find out here on this beautiful stretch of Route 66. Now right up here at the end of the road, before we cross back over Interstate 44, used to be a old gas station right on the corner. Out here, it used to be called Brownie's Truck Stop, but it's no longer here. It's just right on the corner. There's a large truck stop called Brownie's. Sometimes people called it the Harbor. Had cafe and garages and cottages. It sold mobile gas. There's independent cabins, but it was raised right in this corner here to make room for Interstate 44. So we get back to Route 66 again. You head over this highway called Highway N. So all right, we're back on historic Route 66 byway. You head down this way, just about 2 miles. There's another little relic site. Well, anyway, I think we missed our little store. It used to be called Riley's Snack Bar and Souvenirs, but nothing's there. It's only got a little turnout with a gas island concrete pump structure in the center. So we're headed down to Lebanon in this direction, about another 1 or 2 miles. And way on the right, this way, behind the trees, behind Interstate 44, there's a cemetery there where Native Americans who perished on the Trail of Tears are buried. But you can't really get to it unless you cross the highway and hike through a bunch of weeds. So our next stop here on our Route 66 tour is the great town of Lebanon. All right, so thanks for watching my video. Talk to you later. Bye.